People often choose products not because of what they are, but because of where they are. If I walk into the kitchen and see a plate of cookies on the counter, I will pick up of half a dozen or start eating, even if I didn't hadn't been thinking about them beforehand and didn't necessarily feel hungry. If the community table at the office is always filled with the donuts and bagels, it's going to be hard not to grab on every bit now and then. Your habits change depending on the room you are in, head the cues in front of you, involvement in the invisible hand that shapes human behavior. Despite our unique personalities, certain behaviors tend to arise again and again under the certain environmental conditions. In church, people tend to talk in whispers. On a dark street, on a dark street, people act worried and guarded. In this way, the most common form of changes is not internal but external. We are changed by the world around us. Every habit is context dependent. In 1936, psychologist Kurt Lewin wrote a simple equation that makes a powerful statement. Behavior is a function of the person in their environment. It didn't take long of Levin's equation to be tested in business. In 1952, the economist Hacking Strand described a phenomena he called suggestion impulse buying, which is triggered when a shopper sees a product for the first time and visualize a need for it. In other words, customer will occasionally buy products not because they want them, but because of how they are presented to them. For example, items at eye level tend to be purchased more than those down near the floor. For this reason, you will find expensive brand name featured in easy to reach location on store shelves because they drive the most profit, while cheaper alternatives are tucked away in the harder to reach stops. The same goes for the end caps, which are the until at the end of aisles. End caps are money making machines for retailers because they are obvious location that encounter a lot of foot traffic. For example, 45% of Coca-Cola sales come specifically from end of the aisle racks. The more obviously available a product or service, the more likely you are to try it. People drink but likely because it is in very war and visit Starbucks because it is very every corner. We like to think that we are in control. If we choose water over soda, we assume it is because we wanted to do. The truth, however, is that many of action we take each day are shaped not by purposeful drive and choice but by the most obvious option. Every living being has its own method for sensing and understanding the world. Eagles have remarkable long distance vision, snakes and smell by tasting the air. With their highly sensitive tongues, sharks can detect small amount of electricity, electricity and vibrations in the water caused by nearby fish. Even bacteria have chemocaptors, tiny sensory cells that allow them to detect toxic chemical in the environment. In humans, perception is directed by the sensory nervous system. We perceive the world through sight, sound, smell, touch, and taste. But we also have other ways of sensing stimuli. Some are conscious, but many are non conscious. For instance, you can notice when the temperature drop before a storm, or when the pain in your gut rises during a stomach, or when you fall off balance while walking on rocky ground. Receptors in your body pick up on a wide range of internal stimuli, such as the amount of salt in your blood or the need to drink when thirsty. The most powerful of all human sensory ability, however, is vision. The human body has about 11 million sensory receptors, approximately 10 million of those dedicated to sight. Some experts estimate that half of the brain's resources are used on vision. Given that we are more dependent on vision than on any other sense, it should come as no surprise that visual cues are the greatest catalysts of behavior.